Good evening, and welcome to Creative Broadcasting, the station of unlimited possibilities, presents Creating Your Seat at the Table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Ashley Little. A little bit about myself: corporate professional by day, entrepreneur by night, 5-time best-selling author, CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC, owner and creator of Creative Broadcasting, and co-founder and owner of Talk Radio and TV Network, LLP. Tonight, we have an amazing special VIP guest by the name of Havilah Malone. A little bit about her. Havilah is a woman with vision who is fulfilling her purpose to be a catalyst for positive change in over 2 billion people's lives. As CEO of Proof of What's Possible, Inc., Havilah inspires and equips leaders with the tools to unlock their inner and intuition of genius and confidently unleash their gifts, as well as strategies to effectively communicate their value and become more influential. The multi-talented millennial powerhouse has been featured on Fox, NBC, ABC, CBS, the Huffington Post, and more. Malone is a 2-time #1 best-selling author of How to Become a Publicity Magnet in any market via TV, radio, and print, and co-author of the Think and Grow Rich children's classic, The Amazing Adventures of Oliver Hill, based on Napoleon's Hill principles of success. Her dynamic voice and innovative lessons inspire audiences to immediate action. In 2018, the Queen of Inspiration was officially crowned Miss Louisiana Universal and has guest starred on NCIS New Orleans. Havilah currently hosts the weekly inspirational video podcast, Havilah Friends. At the age of 19, Havilah graduated from the University of New Orleans with 2 degrees, and by age 21 was managing a $160 million technology division, the Hewlett-Packard, while also serving as their television spokesperson on QVC and HSN. Driven to find deeper meaning in life and breakthrough the internal barriers and limiting beliefs she battled with, Havilah became a self-development journey to heal from the trauma of childhood sexual abuse. The road to success was not an easy one for this inspirational thought leader. Today, Malone shares her pillars of success with audiences around the world, revealing simple tools to help leaders retrain their brain, create self-mastery and conscious alignment in order to seriously pursue their purpose while enjoying peace of mind and fulfillment. For International Women's Day in 2018, Havilah was honored with a museum exhibit in New Orleans, MGMCC, entitled Living Beyond the Box, Turning Pain into Purpose. In 2018, Havilah was also the recipient of the President's Volunteer Service Award Gold Medal. In 2017, she was selected as the SBA Innovative Her Challenge winner for her youth entrepreneurship project, Fueling the Future Now. In 2015, Havilah's nonprofit foundation, Living Beyond the Box, was honored by the city of Kenner, proclaiming June 26th, Everybody Loves Barbie Day, a holiday named after their premier program that inspires women and youth to break the silence of abuse and live more empowered and fulfilled lives. And in 2014, she was awarded the Women's Prosperity Network She Rocks Award. Ms. Malone has several professional accreditations, including being a certified Napoleon Hill leader and master certified practitioner of NLP. She also serves as the education chair for the Louisiana Diversity Council. Havilah's nurturing spirit, inspirational voice, and magnetizing personality will continue to inspire people to be proof of what's possible for generations to come. Welcome to the table, the amazing Havilah Malone.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on. I'm really excited to be here on your show tonight.
I'm excited to have you. You have an amazing, amazing bio, and I know you're going to leave my audience with some amazing nuggets. So please tell us about your entrepreneur journey.
Certainly. Well, straight out of college, I went into a television career. So I was working in news for quite some time. And, after a few years of being in an environment where every day you were hearing about rapes, murders, and fires every day, I found that it was almost like it was numbing. And I was like, you know what, this is not exactly how I want to, wake up every day. And so I decided to go down a different path and to be able to start exercising my gifts and really deciding what it is that I wanted. And, like many of us, like we have our journeys that take us down many different roads. I ended up going into corporate America for a while, and that really led me to being able to look at what my gifts were and where I wanted to be able to express those in the world. And it wasn't until it was almost like God had to push me out the nest, because after being in corporate America for nearly a decade, our entire organization got laid off. And so was facing a layoff, and it was like, okay, now what? Now what are you going to do? And my identity had become so tied with the positions that I had, with the things that I was doing. At that time, I was on television a lot, like representing our company through these shopping channels and sales. And it was like, you know what? This is an opportunity for you to do what you've always wanted to do. And so that's when I started my company, Proof of What's Possible, because we do have the ability to do anything that we set our minds to. And it really takes taking that inspired action and being willing to take that leap of faith and go after the things that we want. And even where we don't have the information or the knowledge to be able to do something, that information and knowledge is available. So it's about reaching out to people to get what you need and not use that as an excuse not to move forward. So I was very blessed to be able to see this layoff as actually an opportunity to be able to branch out and use my gifts to the fullest, and which is what I did.
I love that inspiring journey that you have and that you're on. So how do you inspire and equip leaders with the tools to unlock their inner initiative genius and confidently unleash their gifts, as well as strategies to effectively communicate their value and become more influential? Please tell us more about your passion.
Yes, indeed. What lights me up is when somebody finds their way, when they become confident about something that they have always wanted to do. And when an individual can go from being on that edge of, you know what, I've always wanted to write a book, or I've always wanted to, get up and get on stage and start speaking, or I've always wanted to be an actor. And when you get to that place where you start to believe in yourself enough to be able to take the actions that are necessary to start opening those doors and making the way for yourself, that's what absolutely lights me on fire, is being able to see people go from point A to point B, because I know that we are so much more powerful than we give ourselves credit for, or that we even acknowledge. Sometimes due to our own backgrounds, maybe there was abuse in your family. Maybe you weren't encouraged to go out on a limb and take entrepreneurial endeavors, or you were never encouraged to write, and express yourself in that way. And so when people are able to finally take their power back and start to exercise those gifts, that is where magic happens. So that's something I'm very passionate about, helping people to get to that place.
I love that, because that's so important, that mindset and, believing in ourselves and knowing that we can do it, right? And speaking that positivity and manifesting what we want out of life. And, your bio speaks for itself, and, the manifestation is definitely there. Could you speak more on that?
Certainly, and we definitely have the power to manifest. We are very powerful manifestors. And what's interesting is we are manifesting all the time. And a lot of times we're just not cognizant, or we're not aware that the things that are showing up in our lives, even the not so good stuff, we are part of the creation of that. And it's based off of what our thoughts are and where we focus our mind and the things that we are saying inside our own heads and the words that come out, because then that influences the actions that we take. And so it's really important that you, one, get clear about what it is that you want. And there were things, so one of the things that it shares and that you shared about my bio was that I graduated from college at the age of 19. And so even that was something that I made a decision. Like when I saw that I had an opportunity to start moving through my high school career a little bit quicker, I made a decision. I want to get out of school early, and I'm going to figure out how to do it. And I started to take extra credits, like go to summer school and take gyms. I ended up graduating high school at 16. And then I was like, okay, now I'm going to duplicate this process in college. And so I found out every single class I could test out of and went and did that. So it's kind of like in life, even in business, you learn the rules of the game. Well, first you got to decide what you want. And you learn the rules of the game, and then you master them because you have the ability to do so. And I don't care anybody who's told you you're not good enough, you don't have enough, you don't have the resources, the intelligence, the beauty, whatever it is, it's BS because you have everything that you need because you came here with it. So it's about exercising your will and exercising your desire for something and then just finding out how to go about doing it because it's possible.
I love it. I love it. So let's talk about some strategies on how to retrain the brain, right? I know you speak on that a lot to help people retrain their brain and pursue their purpose. So will you please share with our listeners some tips on how to do that?
Certainly. Well, and I'll give you one really powerful one that is something very doable. And so it's something called autosuggestion. And we're actually doing it all the time. And autosuggestion is a thought that you continue to think over and over again. And a lot of times because our unconscious mind takes on our beliefs. So like right now, you could be driving and listening to this show. You could be, sitting at home, listening, but or you may be like washing dishes and doing something else, but you're also breathing. You don't have to think about breathing right now. Like it's something that happens automatic. It's actually an unconscious behavior. And so a lot of our thought processes that we have and our beliefs are actually unconscious. So when you get up in the morning and you're like, oh my God, today's going to be horrible, or oh, I just look horrible in this outfit. It may be something you're just used to saying up to yourself, something that you just constantly repeating to yourself. So you have to become aware of those things and start speaking your words in the direction you want your life to go. So if you're looking for a promotion at your job that you're currently at, you have to start speaking that now. Like, oh, I'm so excited about my promotion that's coming. They really see the amazing work that I'm doing, and I'm going to continue to progress. You have to start using your words and using that auto-suggestion to reprogram your own mind first, because once you start programming yourself, then the energy that you put out that others will be able to feel and will react to, and your actions will start to align with your belief system. And you can use that in every aspect of your life, from business to your relationships, to your finances, to everything, your health, and you start speaking your life in the direction you want it to go. And then another thing is, normally when people wake up in the morning, the first thing they'll do is go to their either phone, go to social media, or turn on the news. And what you're doing is programming yourself for how the rest of your day is going to play out. And I say that because when you first wake up in the morning, you are most suggestible. Your mind is absorbing the most information as soon as you wake up in the morning. So you want to put in something really positive. So pick up a book and read just a couple pages out of it, or watch a motivational video, or read your daily affirmations out loud so that you program yourself in, again, the way you want your life to go. And right before you go to bed at night, you want to make sure that you go to bed on something that is upbuilding, that is empowering, and that is helping to help you progress. Because even though your conscious mind will go to sleep for that 6 hours, 8 hours, however long you sleep, your conscious mind does, but your unconscious mind is constantly working. So whatever you put in last is going to continue to be thought about, mulled over, worked on all throughout the night. So put in something good.
I love it. I love it. So thank you for sharing that, because that mindset and retraining the brain and what we take in and how we respond and react is so important. So Havilah, what is some advice you would give to that listener who is still struggling with moving on past, sexual abuse? As I know we talked about that in your bio, your journey with that. So what is some advice you would give to that listener who is having a hard time getting past that part of their life?
That you are not alone. There are more people who experience some type of abuse or trauma, whether that's sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, than not. And so a lot of times there's a lot of stigma and shame around, people who have experienced those things. And so not wanting to speak out, not wanting to say anything, to rock the boat in your family if it was something, that happened within the family dynamic, or, being scared that people won't believe you and things of that nature. And so it's really imperative for your own mental health, for your own ability to be able to move forward, knowing that, one, you're not at fault for something like that happens to you, and you're not alone. And so there are tools, there are people who are available to be able to help you through that, communities of support. And so get the help that you need. Like, speak out, because as you continue to use your voice to speak your truth, every time you take your power back. And it feels so good, because when trauma happens, it affects every aspect of our lives. So you will see different threads of it. One of the things that you shared was about my background, that I have a holiday that's in honor of our nonprofit organization called Everybody Loves Barbie Day. And Barbies were really significant for me growing up. And I actually, in about a 20-year period, I had collected over 300 Barbie dolls. And I used to keep them in their box, sealed, like mint condition. And even my family, everybody was like, oh my God, this girl gonna go to her grave with these dolls. Like, she just will never open them, and I thought I was collecting them because they were beautiful and had all these great outfits and different career options. And I was just like, it's just a great collection. But when I ended up breaking my silence about the abuse, my connection with the dolls actually broke. Like, our minds are extremely powerful. And what was happening was, I was using the dolls as an anchor, because every time I would look at those dolls, I would see everything that I wanted for myself. They were beautiful. They were, accomplished. They had all these careers, these options. They were clean and untouched inside that box, and they were safe. And those were all things that I didn't feel about myself. So they became an anchor for me to that reality that I wanted. But as soon as I started down my path of healing, and I broke my silence, I was able to start building that reality for myself and became my own living doll, so to speak. So it's really, it's a very tough thing to deal with, to go through, but just know that you are not alone, and get the help that you need, because you deserve it. You are worth it.
I love that. I love it. Thank you for shining light on that, and, helping somebody else that might be going through it, let them know they're not alone, like you stated, and they can go get past it. And, look at you. Look at how that pain turned into your purpose, right? It's part of your purpose, part of your journey. So thanks for sharing that. So, Havilah, you have been featured on many media outlets and as an expert in any market, TV, radio, and print. So what is some strategies you would give to listeners who are, on how to become a publicity magnet, basically, who are aspiring to grow in the media?
Absolutely. So it's so interesting, because when we talk about being a publicity magnet, this is the type of individual that media outlets are actually seeking you out, because you have a product, a message, a service, something of value to be able to offer to people. And so I think it all starts there, is one, identifying what it is that the gift that you want to share, what it is that you have that other people, could benefit from. And when you start from that position, or that thought of a service position, I think it uniquely positions you to be able to serve. And how can you serve? By people knowing about you, by people getting exposure to what it is that you do. And it's really important that, especially in this digital age, that you have an online presence, that you are findable, that people are easily able to connect with you, because producers of shows, whether that's radio shows, whether that's television shows, they're looking for content. And so you can start doing even targeted outreach in the beginning, where you are identifying where are the outlets or where are the platforms that have audiences that I can be of service to. And so, again, when you approach it from that kind of perspective, it makes it so much easier for you to be able to be positioned to be on those type of platforms. And people want leadership. People want things that are going to help their lives become easier. And so if you can provide that, then you're dealing with some gold right there.
I love that you shared that, because we are always looking for content, right? We're always looking for good content.
Yes.
Content. And people that can bring value. Yes. And Havilah, I saw her. I've been watching her for a while, and I knew I wanted to interview you. I mean, I knew you were doing some amazing things in the community and just in your brand and your platform. So, yes, I love everything that you said, because that's so true.
And so, look, and this is living proof right here.
Yes. So, congratulations on your new casting position. Tell us more about that.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yes, I am super excited. I'm a casting director, and we are currently casting for Ayala Fix My Life on the Oprah Winfrey Network. And so we are looking for individuals across this country who have, experienced tough obstacles in their lives, either you or loved ones that you know of, or people who can really just help using some to help them navigate through life's challenges and their struggles, and they really want to move forward. Ayala is an extraordinary woman who has been helping people for many, many years, and here's an opportunity for you to be able to connect with her and her platform to be able to get the help that you need. So if there are individuals who feel like, this is something of interest to them, or they know someone who could benefit from this amazing opportunity, then please, you can fill out the application at bmpcasting.com/Iyala. So that's bmpcasting.com/IYANLA. And so it's a really unique opportunity. And for those who feel aligned with it, then don't hesitate to get on filling the application out.
So definitely go if you know that fits you. For our listeners, the opportunities that Havilah has given us tonight. Super congratulations again on this amazing opportunity. Super congratulations. And can you kind of tell our listeners some of the strategies you took to pursue this type of opportunity?
Certainly. I am such a big proponent of, and for those of you who are listening tonight, if you have never heard of or read the book from Napoleon Hill called Think and Grow Rich, it's one that you definitely want to add to your library. And the book is actually one of the top 10 best-selling books of all time. Created more millionaires than any other successful philosophy in history. And there's also a version called Think and Grow Rich for Women. But it really helps you to get clarity on what it is that you want. And they outline the 6 steps to riches. And it's really about you kind of honing down to creating a plan for your next steps in life and the things that you want to be able to accomplish. And I remember, because I recently moved out from New Orleans to Los Angeles, and something that I had wanted to do since high school, really. I actually wanted to go to college here in California, but because I started college when I was 16, my parents were like, no, ma'am, you're not bringing your young, naive self all the way across this country. so I finally, did end up moving out here to California, and I was at a Women in Film event, and I remember seeing the senior vice president of casting at this event, and she was actually one of the panel speakers, along with some other really amazing women from Lifetime and different networks. and they were talking about the unscripted world and the reality world, which is also a background, a part of where I came from. And she was talking about casting opportunities. And I remember sitting there, listening to these extraordinary women, and I was just like, I want to work with Sasha Albert, and I want to be a part of the Berna Murray production family. And I had already, was very clear, we're going to be working with Oprah Winfrey. That's something that was already on my vision board of things to accomplish. So I think it was first and foremost just getting clear about what I wanted. And I remember after the event ended, and everybody's kind of clearing out, and the young lady was sitting next to me. She was a producer, Karen Daniels, and she was like, you should go over there and meet her. You should go and talk to her. And I was like, you know what, you're absolutely right. And so I walked up and went behind the stage, just went back into their green room, and I introduced myself and told her about my interest in being able to, work with them. And she was like, you know what, I'm going to have somebody reach out to you. And, sometimes people, say all kind of things, but she was very, genuine. And I ended up getting a call from their organization, and it just kind of unfolded from there, where today I am working on this project for the Oprah Winfrey Network, casting for the show. And so I think it's about getting clear about what it is that you want, believing that it's possible, and then when you get that inspiration to take action, to take a step, which was being at that event where she was at, someone saying, hey, you know what, here's an opportunity, go on up there, and instead of being like, oh no, oh maybe next time, oh I'll find another way, like listening to that inspired download, that inspired message, and being obedient to it. And it was just the right pieces of the puzzle aligning. And of course, having the skill set and the background to be able to come on and add value to the project and add value to the team. So I think as you continue to prepare yourself for what it is that you want, then the opportunities to be able to actually manifest that and bring it to reality will start to show up if you show up prepared and then take the action.
I love that, showing up prepared and taking action, because I really believe that those who show up go up, right? And so I love how
Amen.
Right. I love how you shared that you manifested that, right? You spoke it into existence, you wrote it down, you created the plan, and you executed, you took action on it. So I love that you shared that, because that's so important, that we execute and move forward and take the action on what we want to do. So thank you for sharing the light on that.
My pleasure.
So let's talk about how you created your seat at the table, because I asked all of my guests this question. And Havilah, you have created multiple tables for yourself, built your own tables. So tell our listeners, how did you create your seat at the table?
You know what? It's a lot of boldness, a lot of grace, a lot of help. I don't think anybody, accomplishes anything great on their own. We are born with greatness in us, and in this physical manifestation in which we live on earth, we also need extraordinary people around us to be able to help to foster those seeds of confidence, to be able to invest in us, to be able to, open doors, and then we become that also for others. So I think constantly having the mindset or the attitude of how can I be of value, how can I add to this, how can I be of service, has definitely been an attitude that has helped me to get into some really amazing opportunities. And I think, too, having a very positive attitude, because a lot of times people will go around with a scarcity and a negative mindset where they want something, but then they already kind of put themselves out of the running for, because it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen, because sometimes it's easier to reject yourself than be rejected by other people. So when you start to let go of the need of other people's approval and the need of, being right, and you're willing to fail, and you're willing to, try something new that's outside of the box, that you feel aligned with or feel called to, I think that the world is looking for, is desirous of leaders. It's desirous of uniqueness, and it's desirous of you bringing your gift to the world. I mean, when you really look at the statistics of you being here, like what it took for that sperm and that egg, all the billions of, computations that it could have been, or, other people that could have come, but you came, it's because you came here to deliver something. So I think it's about getting clear again about what you want and being willing to know that may change over time, and that's okay too. So to be able to be flexible and flow through life, and being able to have vision and take the action, and asking for help, definitely asking for help, will open every door that needs to be open, and allowing the closed doors to be just that, because, and recognizing them for what they are, which is putting you on the path to the ones that you're supposed to actually walk through. So I think it's first and foremost having a really great attitude about everything that comes your way, knowing that it's there to serve you as you were there to serve others.
I love that, serving others, because I believe that a true successful leader is one who reaches back and pulls forward. And I like that you spoke about not waiting on other people's approval, right? Whatever you want to do, you do it. You don't have to wait on nobody to approve what you want to do in life. Go do it, take the risk, make it happen, execute it. So I love that you spoke about that, because I think a lot of people wait on other people's approval, and you don't need anybody's approval.
And I think too, and that comes a lot too from people's like upbringing, and also things that they learn through our traditional education system is like, no, you raise your hand and you wait for someone to call upon you. You wait for them to approve you before you speak or before you take action. And in that environment, that may be helpful for fitting into the box that has created, but in real life, that does not help you to be able to be expressive in your creative genius and to be able to bring to the world the gift that you came here to bring. So it takes going outside the box. It takes being taking the risk and being bold, and like being able to approve yourself and say, you know what, this vision came to me for a reason, and I came here worthy, and I'm going to go for it because I can.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So thanks for sharing that, because that is so important. For all our listeners that are listening, it's so important for you to take the risk, jump, make it happen, execute. That's the key word. So let's talk about your journey of, we all have a process that we go through on our journeys, and, the process is part of our next level, right? And so what did failure teach you on your process? On your journey?
I'm sorry, can you answer that question again?
What did failure teach you on your journey?
Failure, yes. Oh, failure is your friend. Oh, my God. Failure, it feels sucky in when it's happening, but it's actually the quickest way to learn a lesson. When you fail, you find out, okay, this route isn't going to get me to where I want to go, but what other things came out of it? As a matter of fact, even in Think and Grow Rich, one of the principles of success is learning from adversity and defeat. And it literally states that in every adversity and defeat, there's a seed of equivalent benefit, but we have to look for the benefit in it. So failure would be an adversity or, a seeming defeat, but you're only defeated if you stay down, if you just like give up on whatever that is. But it's like, no, if that door didn't close, then you would have gone through that door and then you'd be 20 years off your path. So that door had to close because I need you to go down this other path and go through this door. So when you start to really understand that the universe is conspiring to help you, it's conspiring to get you what it is that you are continually focusing your thoughts on, it is all about your intention. It is all about what you put out there, what you believe inside of you is attracting. There's something called the law of attraction. It is attracting the circumstances. It's attracting the people that are coming into your life. So when you get clear on, okay, if that didn't work out, there's a reason why, and it's actually to help me. So let me figure out what is supposed to be happening and why that didn't go the way that I thought it was going to go. Like, where's the benefit in this for me? So when you shift or reframe situations in life like that, I can tell you one big on the personal side for me is I used to be married, and my marriage ended up in divorce. And at first it was just like, oh my God, this is so devastating. This is so horrible, to have gone down this, road. And then, but it was like, also on the other hand, thank God, because that's not the person I was supposed to be with, Had I spent the rest of my life, with this individual in these circumstances, in this situation, it would have been so toxic and unhealthy for me. And I would not be doing the things that I am doing now, or even have the mental freedom and the peace that I have had I stayed in that relationship. And so it's kind of like, who wants to go through a divorce? So you can see that as a failure, but in the end, it really wasn't. It was like a course correction. The GPS saying rerouting.
Right.
So you really have to start like looking at things from a perspective of how this happened. What good is going to come out of this? Like, how will this serve me? Like, okay, I didn't get the contract. Like, you say you wanted a speaking engagement, and you put out this contract, or you put out a bid for the speaking engagement, and you didn't get it. As a matter of fact, this happened to me. I was up for a film, and I was up for a television show. And I ended up not getting the film, which, I mean, they were filming at different, times or whatever, but I didn't get the film. But I ended up getting the TV show. But had I got the film, I actually wouldn't have been able to do the television show. And thank God I did the television show, because the film ended up flopping. So it was just like, when those doors close, there is a reason why. Sometimes it just takes that hindsight or the 20/20 for you to be able to see it. So if you go into it from the very beginning saying this happened to serve me, then you can start to get past the hurt emotions and, the feelings of, depression or failure or whatever, and be able to move through that process a whole lot quicker so that you can take your next right action.
I like that. And I love how you talked about your pain and how your pain took you to that next level, right? So it's always a lesson. And so that's why I don't look at it as, it's not failure. It's a lesson, right? Like you said, a reroute to where you need to be, and you're going to go through different processes and different things in life to get you to that next level. And some of them are going to be painful. So I thank you for sharing that. And I think a lot of people don't like the ugly part, right? That's the ugly part we look at. We don't like the process, but the process is necessary.
Absolutely. I mean, you think about it, even when you go to the gym, like if you're like doing weight training, what you're literally doing to your body is shredding your muscles up. Like you are ripping them apart when you are building a muscle, but that's the only way for the other bigger muscle to actually start to grow and come through. And so everything, even the butterfly, when it's in that caterpillar stage, when it's about to come out of its the chrysalis, then like that's pressure there. Like, and that could be a painful process, like for us as humans to go from one stage to another. Growth can be painful, but that's the journey of life. And so when you start to look at it differently and start to realize that this is actually here to serve me, not to destroy, not to break, not to hurt me, then you start to experience it differently.
Embracing being uncomfortable, because we're not growing if we're not uncomfortable, right? So when I get uncomfortable, I know I'm growing, right? So that's when we know we're about to get to that next level. That's when we know something big is about to happen.
Yes, absolutely.
I love it. So what did success teach you? Because you're very successful.
You said what makes success?
What did success teach you?
What does success teach me? You still got to stay humble. That success is something that you get to define, first of all. That what is success to one person doesn't have to be your same definition of success. And to be able to, for you to set parameters for your life and not judge yourself based off of what other people think or do or have accomplished. And I think it's great to be able to use others as a inspiration for things you want or to see what's possible for you. But because for most people, it was like the American dream, like that was success. If you had the fence with the 2.5 kids, the dog, the picket fence, that. But nowadays, maybe success for somebody is being able to travel the world, and they don't, and maybe they have like a hotel lifestyle, like they travel and speak. And that's what they absolutely love. And maybe it's not having any kids and being able to be footloose and fancy free. And so, or maybe it's having $1 million in the bank or multi-million dollars in the bank, or you're good if you have $60,000 in the bank. So you being able to determine what success is for you and to be able to honor that, I think is key, and not getting caught up in anybody else's vision for what your life should look like. And that also gives you freedom, because when you feel free, then you get to fully express yourself and you're able to bring more value to the world when you feel that freedom to do so. And I think success also allows you to be able to help more people. I think that it's our right and to be wealthy, healthy, and very well off at every aspect of our lives, because it allows us to do even more for the benefit of ourselves and others. So I think we're born to be successful. Now, if we choose to actually do it or not is our choice, but it's available to everybody.
So what is your view on collaboration, Havilah? Why is collaboration so important, and how has it helped you get to the next level in with your brand?
Collaboration is extremely important. Think about it. If you have a battery, then a battery provides power. It can turn on a light bulb or a flashlight. It can power up a phone. But if you have a pack of batteries, then you have even more power. You have even more of an ability to create bigger effects when you collaborate or when you come together. And you can think of it even in the mastermind principle, because when I bring more than one mind together, then I'm able to tap into the education, the experience, the knowledge, the resources of those around me. And nobody has all the pieces to a puzzle. Like nobody has, every single gift and every single, aspect of what it takes to be very successful. So yes, you could be, it depends on your definition of success. So let me just put that caveat out there. But to be able to do things that are going to affect people on a mass level, you have to be able to collaborate and bring together ideas, bring together resources, bring together information to be able to have a bigger impact. So I think it's extremely important, unless you want to do things on a small scale. And that's cool too, like if that's your thing. But I'm about math, so.
I love it. I'm a big believer in collaboration and, collaborating to get to the next level and reaching back. So I'm glad we are on the same page with that, because it's so important. I think some people look at collaboration, but they don't really know what it means to really collaborate. But, both people should be reciprocal when you're doing it, and both people should be walking away with abundance as well. So thank you for shining light on that, because we are better together.
Absolutely. And it's about attracting the right people into your tribe, the right people with the right intent, heart set, and mindset, so that when you are mixing energies with these individuals, because you are being affected by all of the people who are in close proximity to you. And proximity is power. So the more quality individuals, genuine individuals who are on that same thought plane as you, or even on an elevated thought plane than you, is like ideal.
It has to be there. It has to be the same. You got to be on the same page, right? Same wavelength, like you said, the same like-minded people. It's so important for that to work when you're working together. It has to be on the same. So thank you for sharing. So what can we expect, Havilah, from you the rest of 2019? We are in the fourth quarter. We're walking into December. Not far from December. What can we expect from you? How are you going to finish? I know you're going to finish strong.
Oh, certainly. So, I mean, a big project that we're involved in right now, like as you mentioned earlier, is with casting for Ayala Fix My Life on the Oprah Winfrey Network. And so, and again, for those who are interested, who, you know, are going through struggles in their lives and could use some help, it's a very unique opportunity. And Ayala wants to hear from you. So you can just go to bmpcasting.com/Ayala. I'm sure the information will also be available on the show page. And then I am also working on, because I'm also an artist as well, so I have commercials that are lined up, a film that we're actually filming at the end of this week that we'll start filming, and working on my third book. So there is plenty on the plate. And super grateful to be able to be in a position to utilize my gifts and skills and bring my talents to the world in this way, because it feels good when you are a creator who is creating. So I'm super excited, and 2020 is going to be a whole nother level of year. So
awesome. Congratulations on everything that you're doing, and congratulations in advance for what you're about to do. I can't wait to continue to see all the great things that I know you're going to continue to do, because you are a powerhouse. So would you please let our listeners know how they can follow you, connect with you, and support you?
Certainly. Thank you so much. So I'm available on all social media at Havilah Malone. So it's HAVILAHMALONE. Again, that's HAVILAHMALONE. So Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, all the good stuff. I am available, and I would love to be able to hear from you all. So definitely reach out.
So definitely connect with Havilah. She's definitely somebody to know and connect with, follow and support her with all the amazing things that she is doing. So thank you again, Havilah, for coming to the table today, for taking the time out of your very busy schedule. And I cannot wait to invite you back.
All right. I look forward to it. And thank you for creating this amazing platform to be able to shine a light and showcase individuals who are adding value. So good for you. That's amazing.
Thank you so much, and I look forward to working with you and collaborating with you in the future.
Awesome. That sounds like a winner.
Awesome. So I would like to give a special thanks to Tammy Collins Marquis and John Schamberger. I would also like to give a special thanks to author Kimberly McLemore and my intern Sarah from Tennessee State University, and my intern Vontaria from Winston-Salem State University. You all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little, and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.